Hello, Wellspring. Our verses tonight are during Jesus' second civil trial before Herod in Luke 23 6 through 12. When Pilate heard this, he asked whether the man was a Galilean. And when he learned that he belonged to Herod's jurisdiction, he sent him over to Herod, who was himself in Jerusalem at that time. When Herod saw Jesus, he was very glad, for he had long desired to see him, because he had heard about him and he was hoping to see some sign done by him. So he questioned him at some length, but he made no answer. The chief priests and scribes stood by, vehemently accusing him. And Herod, with his soldiers, treated him with contempt and mocked him. Then, arraying him in splendid clothing, he sent him back to Pilate. And Herod and Pilate became friends with each other that very day, for before this they had been at enmity with each other. Pilate was a Roman governor that presided over Jerusalem where Jesus was arrested. He decided that Christ was of no threat to Rome and he could not be convicted of treason. He heard that Jesus had come from Galilee, so he sent him to Herod, who ruled over Judea, where Jesus was born. He was trying to get away from the burden of convicting an innocent man, even though this is what the people wanted. This Herod was Herod Antipas, the son of Herod the Great. Herod the Great was the king who ordered all babies killed in Bethlehem around the time of Jesus' birth in an effort to kill Jesus. Herod and Pilate were not friends. He saw this as an opportunity to at least give the appearance of reconciliation between himself and Pilate. It also fed Herod's ego because it seemed that Pilate was acknowledging the rights of Herod as a tetrarch. Being a tetrarch meant that he ruled over 1/4 of the Roman territory. This was a political move for Herod and Pilate. Also, Herod had heard about Jesus' miracles and was interested in seeing them. Herod's ego and curiosity fueled him to accept Jesus for a second civil trial. Herod questioned Jesus extensively, trying to find any guilt in him. The scribes accused him and the soldiers mocked him. Jesus stood silent. He himself was not guilty of anything, but we were and we are. Jesus was accepting the entirety of our sins, every single one of our sins, taking full responsibility no matter how brutal, isolating, and heartbreaking it was for him, because he loves us. He was still in control. We know that Jesus could have defended himself, that he could have taken every one of them out with only a word, but he didn't. Kings are not normally known for being humble, but ours is. Our king took our place. Let this serve as a reminder of how powerful he is, how great our sin is and was, and just how loved we actually are. Herod then sent Jesus back to Pilate, also having found no guilt in him, proof further that Jesus had no sin. I want to give you an opportunity to think about how you would have handled this situation. I don't know about you, but I would have been defending myself, crying out for help, and trying to escape. After you've thought about that for a second, take time to thank him like you've never thanked him before for his sacrifice. Next, I want you to take a minute to sit in his love for you. Remember just how valuable you are to him in spite of being a wretch. Then I want you to take time to share his love with your family. If you're watching this alone, make a list of some things that you love about each family member and send it to them. If you are with your family, take turns telling each other something that you love about each family member. Then pray together, thanking Jesus for his love and the opportunity to share it with your family.